I know it's crazy to hear you kind of tell that story and say the rest is history, because in reading up on you, you almost didn't make it to that history with having your daughter and, you know, having to take care of her. Obviously, you know, you mentioned her having spina bifida, but there's a story about you having a gun in your lap and thinking about taking your own life.
Yeah,
we had
for sure.
Ken Griffey on, and we had that same type of conversation. But listening to you now, you sound so strong. You do speak with a wisdom that comes from experience, comes from implementing that in your life.
Yes, sir.
What was it that made you make the decision that you still wanted to be here when you're in that moment with the gun on your lap?
It's just the point of me wanting to achieve greatness. I always say, and I'll forever say, we all have greatness in us, for greatness is only determined by service. Right. And every day I apply that service to my life. You know, the inevitable chases us every day. So that's why it's a blessing that when we wake up, it's a blessing. You know, and that's what they're saying, it's a blessing to be alive, it's a blessing. Why is it a blessing to be alive? Because we defeated death.
Wow.
The inevitable chases us every day. We don't realize that. You know, we just think, oh, we're just going, and if we don't get sick and all that, we're going to be good. Nah, the leading cause of death is falls. You know, you can easily, every day you can wake up and go use the bathroom. Same thing, routine. So one day you slip on something, on some water or whatever on the floor, and you hit your head on the toilet, and it's over with.
But isn't that different, though, D, than you thinking about doing it yourself? You know what I mean? Like, it's one thing if we are walking to the bathroom and that happens. Someone as strong as you that had been through as much as you had been through, having a daughter to take care of, like, isn't it a different thing when you say to yourself, I'm going through and dealing with so much, I'd rather not be here?
Yeah, during that time, I was dealing with a lot. You know, I was dealing with depression. I was dealing with, you know, what caused depression was the fact that my life wasn't going like I planned it to go. You know what I mean? I didn't expect to have a child at a young age like I had it. I know that due to certain actions, this would will happen if you did it. But you know, during that time, I had a daughter, but she was born with spina bifida, and then during that time, me and her mother wasn't really getting along. You know, it was a point in time where she was threatening to take my daughter away from me and different things like that, and I couldn't understand why would you do that when she already have a difficult life ahead of her, already gonna be set. Why would you cause confusion on that, you know? And then dealing with work, I always was that type of person. I had that mindset that when I had certain jobs, I was the type of person that felt like I was always an entrepreneur. I always, when I worked jobs, I felt out of place. I felt like this is not what I'm supposed to be working for myself. I'm supposed to be making money for myself, for my family. You know, I've always had that mentality. And, you know, working different jobs and not really doing what you want to do, had plans for doing, and then dealing with certain things at home, man. One time she took the child and she ended up moving somewhere and all that, you know what I mean? It really was difficult for me because that was the love of my life. My daughter was, and she was a special child, born with a special need. So it is nothing like a father. Mothers are very important, true enough. They carried the baby 9 months or less, you know what I mean, depending on the stress level of them and certain things in life. But a father, we are the key to it all. You know what I mean? Some certain kids do certain things in the world just to be disciplined, just for somebody to tell them not to do this, not to do that. You know, I have certain kids like, man, I wish I had a daddy to whoop me or discipline me or do certain things. And, you know, just certain things throughout my life I didn't understand, I couldn't handle. So, you know, in my head, it felt like it's better to not be here than to be here.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And so that with a gun on the lap, you know, it's like, it's a contemplating thing, contemplating what you do, you know what I mean? You'll just try to convince yourself to pick it up. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you'll hold it, you'll feel it, you'll feel the figuration of it, you'll feel the shape of it, all that, and then, you know, you'll let it go, you'll think about something, then you're just building that nerve up to put it to your head. I visualize putting to the head, just pulling the trigger, you know what I mean? But then something else always would come over me when I think negative. You know, I think that's why I'm such a positive person now, because of some of the negative things that I've been through in my life. And certain times when I think negative, I would go take cold showers, and that would relieve me. That would change my mindset, and my mind would go on a different thing, and I would sleep it off. And then once I sleep it off, I have a different mindset, and I can approach the situation a little different.
You talk about vibes, energy, emotions. I know I saw where this past March, I believe, you visited Rythmia, right?
Yeah, man.
Wellness retreat to get your mind right. I want to know, how was that experience, and how has that experience, detail that experience for us, but how has that helped you, and how does it still help you to this point?
Oh, man. Going to Rythmia, and we went to Costa Rica, me and my wife, going to Rythmia was an amazing experience for me. The saying is that you may not get what you plan on getting, but you'll take away what you need.
What you need, right.
You know what I'm saying? And I didn't see what I wanted to see, but I got exactly what I need. Everybody had a different experience, a different path, a different confirmation and clarification of what was going on in their life. And for me, I was seeking certain things. I was seeking confirmation. I was seeking clarification of my own life and what journey that I'm on, or if I'm on the right path and the right journey.
Right.
And I felt like this facility, this place, would give me some type of guidance or some type of confirmation, let me know if I'm in the right place in my life. Certain people don't want to know what's ahead of them or where they are, you know what I mean? That's up to them, For me, I love to know and understand what's going on, because although we may see things or hear things, we can also change our course and path. We can change our course between that path as well, you know what I mean? So with our action and our decision making on certain things, and being there, it just gave me a lot of confirmation. It brought me a lot of happiness. It brought, and that's that's one of the things I was going there as well for, instilling that happiness, finding within the happiness within myself, allowing me to understand, my course and what God have put me, a situation that He put me in. For He said He give His strongest task to His strongest warrior, that He should not put no more on you that you can't bear.
Right.
And I got everything I needed out of there. And it allowed me, even still to this day, to hold that inner self happiness and have that peace of mind, you know what I mean? Because I know where my journey leads and the confirmation and clarity that I received from Rythmia.
Did adversity and those previous bouts take you there, or was it wanting to know if you would ever be champion again and doing everything in your soul that you could possibly do to get that clarity, to say, you know what, I belong right here. This is where I want to be. Was that part of it?
Well, it was a lot of different factors that led me to go there. Mostly dealing with just life itself. I've obtained so much success within the business of boxing. I've invested my money very well to the point I don't need the business. The business need me. I'm on the opposite end of it. Okay. And mostly 98% of fighters don't have the show for it after it's over with, And for me, it was, like I said, needing confirmation of certain things in everyday life. Not only just in my career. Of course, I wanted to see what was ahead of me in my career. I'm a very open-minded person anyway. I tell people my mind's so big a spaceship could fit in it. That's how open-minded I am. Although I'm from a small place, but my mind is not narrow-minded. It's very open. And I was looking for a lot of different things out of there, And I got just what I needed. I made a commitment that each and every year that I would visit Rythmia and continue my journey of seeking happiness, seeking peace, because all that lies within. Many people would think that money and financial things bring happiness and peace, and it doesn't.
Right.
Sometimes those things bring even more problems to you, and it's all about how you handle certain things and decision making. So, it was a lot of different things combined together.